Hello everyone, it's me, Nikki, and today I'm here with the August edition of Mysteries Coming Soon, or whatever I've called this. What am I calling this? Oh, yeah, these are just mysteries. I thought it was medieval, but it's not. They're just mysteries. I've only done this 3 times. So, as I learned from the last one, which was 44 minutes long, perhaps I should break this up. So this will be 2 parts, and then that way, there's 7 books in each part, and then that way, I can talk to my heart's content about these books. So, let's get started. On August 1st, I believe that's what it says on Amazon. I'm using that again. The book will be The Haw Eaters. I think that's how you say it. This brings to life, it's by Vanessa Farnsworth, and this brings to life the violent real-life double murders of Charles and William Bryan by 2 members of the Amer family on Manitoulin Island in 1877. Never heard of it. Well known in its day, but unknown to us now, this murder pitted a wealthy landowner, he got away with it, didn't he, against his impoverished neighbor. He got away with it. It's a tale of treachery, gossip, drunkenness, arson, and the merciless death of 2 not-so-innocent victims. 100% that wealthy landowner got away with it. Let's Google this. I've never heard of this. No, that's the wrong... Aha! Murder on Manitoulin Island. How a farm feud turned deadly. Where is Okay, first of all, let's find Manitoulin Island. Okay, we're in Canada. Also probably why I never heard of it. So yeah. Yeah, they basically got away with it. So that seems interesting because it's not really a mystery, but it's like, I like these kinds of things. I really enjoy all the books about Jack the Ripper, or I think there were books written about those 2 the grave robbers who would like dig up the bodies and then sell them to the doctor who would cut them open. So I like that kind of stuff. So that seems interesting. And also on August 1st, we have Stealing the Crown, a Guy Hartford mystery. Let's see what number this is. Oh, it's number 1. Awesome. This is by T.P. Fielden, and it is set in 1941 in London. A Major Brampton is found shot dead in his office in Buckingham Palace. Yikes. All signs point towards a self-inflicted tragedy, but when palace authorities hurry his body away and order staff to stay silent, fellow courtier Guy Hartford's suspicions are raised. Where's the Goodreads on this? There is a giveaway on Goodreads for this book on Amazon Kindle. There are some reviews. Probably they got arcs or something, but we're not going to look at that. And then, while the outside world faces the onslaught of war, within the palace walls a mystery unfolds. Rumors swirl about Brampton's relationship with the Queen. That is Queen Elizabeth's mother. And there's talk of other plots involving those closest to the king, aka Queen Elizabeth's father. To get to the bottom, Guy joins forces with some unlikely allies. Rhodey Carr, a beautiful East End burglar, and Rupert Hardacre, oh, I love these names, a postman with a past. But time may be running out for him, for the king, and for Britain. Someone has their eye on the crown, and they'll do anything to get it. Can Guy solve the case before more blood is spilled on royal carpets, or will he be the next victim? That sounds interesting. I think I've said this before. I don't always enjoy books set during World War II, because there's a lot of them, but this sounds pretty interesting. I like it. Yeah, okay. Next, on August 4th, is An Accidental Corpse, an Art of Murder mystery by Helen Harrison. This is the second... It says second of... Oh, we talked about this one last time. An Exquisite Corpse. So this is the second of 3. And this is in 1956. August 11th, Jackson Pollock crashed his car into a tree, which killed him. The accident killed him and his 25-year-old passenger, Edith Metzger. Or did it? Metzger's autopsy reveals that she was already dead before the crash. Was it murder? The shocking question draws vacationing detective Juanita Diaz and her husband, Captain Brian Fitzgerald of the NYPD, into a homicide investigation that implicates famous members of East Hampton's art community, including Pollock himself. This also sounds really good. I think I said the first one sounded good too. Again, the 1950s isn't... You know, I didn't look up to see if the first murder was real. And I don't know if this Jackson Pop. I think that's probably real. I like it when they take real stuff from history and like spin a murder mystery on it. That's always very much fun. Yeah, he died in a single car crash under the influence of alcohol, and it occurred less than a mile from his home. So that's sad about the passenger and even Pollock. So this will be interesting. I still have to pick up the first one. I'm trying to be really good about buying books. I will probably have posted at least one haul by the time this video goes up. But, because I think this is new, so I can't buy it from thrift books. And thrift books usually, they do have new books, but I tend to prefer the used books because they're a little cheaper. Anyway, the next book is The Burial Circle, a D.I. Wesley Peterson novel by Kate Ellis. Let's see what this one is. This is number 24. So that's pretty deep into the series. The first book was called The Merchant's House, and that's when he was a detective sergeant. He is in a new posting, and there's an archaeologist. So that's a lot of books. But we'll see where we go. Okay. A skeleton discovered, a murder to be solved. Excuse me. On a stormy night in December, a tree is blown down on an isolated Devon farm. When the fallen tree is dragged away, a rucksack is found caught among the roots, and next to it is a human skeleton. Yikes. So probably been there a while, because it's just a skeleton. The discovery of the body and the rucksack revives memories for D.I. Wesley Peterson, a young hitchhiker who went missing 12 years ago, was last seen carrying a similar backpack. Suddenly, a half-forgotten cold case has turned into a murder investigation. Meanwhile, in the nearby village of Petherham, I think I said that, a famous TV psychic is found dead in suspicious circumstances while staying at a local guest house. Wesley's friend, archaeologist Neil Watson, is studying Petherham's ancient mill and uncovering the village's sinister history. Could the string of mysterious deaths in Petherham over 100 years ago be connected to the recent killings? Probably, if I know murder mysteries. As Wesley digs deeper into the case, it seems the dark whisperings of a burial circle in the village might not merely be legend after all. Looks like you might be able to just jump in at this one. I know some people can do that. It's not me. And I've watched enough, British mysteries. I find British mysteries tend to do this a lot more often than American ones. If there's two cases, they will become one case at some point in time. But this sounds good. I'll have to start from the first one. Okay. Also on August 4th, we have The Last Mrs. Summers, a royal spyness mystery by Rhys Bowen, and this is 14 of 14. Let's see, on Goodreads, if we can find the first one. That's not too bad, 14 books. And that's still a lot, but... No, that's a prequel. Did we talk about this before? Or did I just find it? Well, whatever. Lady Victoria Georgina, there's a long name, is cousin to King George V. It's 1932. And then she is asked to spy for Her Majesty the Queen. And then someone tries to kill her. That's in the first book. So, this one. Looks like she's gotten married. Yes, she's come back from her honeymoon. And a friend in need pulls her into a twisted gothic tale of betrayal, deception, and most definitely murder. So that's nice. You get your gothic stuff and your murder mystery stuff. Let's see. Georgie's best friend, Belinda, inherits a spooky old house in Cornwall. That's where a lot of gothic stuff is set, and asks Georgie to go with her to inspect the property. When they arrive, they meet Rose, a woman Belinda knew as a child. Belinda never liked Rose, who's been bossy and a bully, but when Belinda's house proves to be uninhabitable, Rose invites them to stay with her. Rose is now married to Tony Summers, Belinda's childhood crush. Rose confides that she thinks Tony killed his first wife, and now she's afraid. She asks Georgie and Belinda to observe Tony's behavior. Is Rose imagining things? Is Tony dangerous? In their quest for answers, they encounter a creepy housekeeper. There's always a creepy butler or housekeeper, Mrs. Manners, and learn that some kind of forgotten tragedy occurred on the property years ago involving them all. Because they were kids, they probably don't remember. There's a lot of strange to go around, and things only get weirder and deadlier when one member of the household is found dead. All clues point to Belinda. Now Georgie must uncover some long-buried secrets that may prove the victim was really a villain before Belinda takes the fall for murder. I feel like I've seen this before, but I don't know where, because I have the first book on my want to read pile. So, I like this. I do. That sounds good. It sounds like a good mix of gothic and mystery. Okay, 2 more. The first, also on August 4th, is The Lions of Fifth Avenue, which is a novel. And this seems to be, I don't know if this is a mystery. A series of book thefts roils the iconic... yeah, so it is a mystery. Just no murder. It is set in 2 timelines. 1913 has Laura Lyons. Her husband is the superintendent of the New York Public Library. They get to live in an apartment within the building, which I didn't know about. That's cool. And they have 2 kids. But Laura wants more. She takes a leap of faith and applies to Columbia Journalism School. And her studies take her all over. But she is drawn to Greenwich Village's New Bohemia, where she discovers the Heterodoxy Club, a radical all-female group in which women are encouraged to loudly share their opinions on suffrage, birth control, and women's rights. Soon Laura finds herself questioning her traditional role as wife and mother, but when valuable books are stolen back at the library, threatening her home and the institution she loves, she's forced to confront her shifting priorities head-on. And then in 1993, 80 years later, Sadie Donovan struggles with the legacy of her grandmother, Laura Lyons. And she gets to be curator of the New York Public Library. But the job quickly becomes a nightmare when rare manuscripts, notes, and books began disappearing from the library's famous Berg collection. Determined to save the exhibit and her career, Sadie teams up with a private security expert to uncover the culprit. Things become unexpectedly personal when the investigation leads Sadie to some unwelcome truths about her own family heritage. Truths that shed new light on the biggest tragedy in the library's history. This is by Fiona Davis, I did not say. So that sounds pretty cool. It's historical, it's got a mystery with no murder, and it's about the theft of books. So, can't go wrong with that. And the final one for this video on August 4th is the The Cabinets of Barnaby, Maine by Elsa Hart. This is set in London, 1703, so within my genre. In a time when the old approaches to science coexist with the new, one elite community attempts to understand the world by collecting its wonders. Sir Barnaby Maine, the most formidable of these collectors, has devoted his life to filling his cabinets, while the curious-minded vie for invitations to study the rare stones, bones, books, and artifacts. Some visitors come with a darker purpose. For Cecily Kay, it's a passion for plants that brings her to the main house. The only puzzle she expects to encounter is how to locate the specimens she needs within Sir Barnaby's crowded cabinets. But when her host is stabbed to death, Cecily finds the confession of the supposed killer unconvincing. She pays attention to details. Years of practice have taught her that the smallest particulars can distinguish a harmless herb from a deadly one. And in the case of Sir Barnaby's murder, there are too many inconsistencies for her to ignore. To discover the truth, Cecily must enter the world of collectors, a realm where intellect is distorted by obsession and greed. The answers bring her closer to a killer. She risks being given a final resting place amid the bones that wait in the cabinets of Barnaby Maine. This sounds super cool. First of all, 1703. It's a good time. I don't think I've read any book set in 1703. Secondly, Cecily doesn't seem to be a nun or a lady. She might be middle class, but she has a passion for plants. But she doesn't say she's like a cook or a housewife or anything. So I find that very interesting. I wonder how or if did they have police back in 1703? I don't know, but I wonder if whoever's in charge of this murder investigation will listen to her. That sounds super cool. I'll look that up on Goodreads, see if what people say about it. I'm still probably gonna read it. Yeah, it looks cool. The cover looks great. I'll have it up. That's like the hardest part of this. I'm not good with editing. I'm working on it. So yeah, that's the 7 books for the part 1 of this, and we'll continue with the other 7 next time. Just from the titles, they look pretty good. Pretty interested in all of these. Of course I am. They're historical mysteries. I don't need much to be interested in them. Anyway, don't know what that was. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Goodbye.